Mathematics crossing your eyes? Maybe Pocket Ronnie can help you.
Okay, I'm going to do a review of multiplying fractions. When you multiply fractions, you just go straight across. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. In this one, I'm going to do it two different ways. I'm going to put this negative with the numerator, so I'm going to put that negative with the -2. So this would be a -2 times a +9. A negative times a positive is a negative. So -2 times a +9 is a -18. +3 times a +5 is a +15. And then I can reduce that fraction. I can reduce it by 3. So that would be a -6/5. And then if you want to turn that into a mixed number, you can. Ignore the negative for a minute. 5 goes into 6 one time. There's 1 left over. And then you just bring your negative out in front. Okay? Another way that you can do this is you can reduce and cancel ahead of time. If you can see that some numbers will cancel from numerator to denominator, then you can do that. 3 and 9. You can reduce 3 and 9 by 3. So 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So you can do that. Now just multiply across. Numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. -2 times a +3, -6. +1 times a +5, 5. Okay, and then change it into a mixed number. It could be either one of those. Alright, when you're multiplying mixed numbers, my recommendation is to just change it into an improper fraction. Okay, 6 times 8 is 48, plus 7 will be 55, all over 8, leave your same denominator, times 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, so that's the same thing as 3/2. You look to see, can I cancel anything? Okay, 3 and 8, it has to be from numerator to denominator. 3 and 8, you can't reduce 3 and 8 by the same thing, and you can't reduce 55 and 2 by the same thing. So 55 times 3, that would be 15. I think that's 165. So, and then 8 times 2 is 16. And I am pretty sure you cannot reduce 165 and 16. The reason I know is because you can't reduce it here. So then you can change this into a mixed number. I'm not going to change it from here. So 16 goes into 165. You look how many times, how many is remaining, write the remainder as your numerator, and then your denominator is this. Okay, let's do a review of dividing fractions. So I learned a little rhyme when I was in school. When dividing by fractions, don't ask why. Flip-flop the second and multiply. So when you divide fractions, you flip the second one, and in other words, you take the reciprocal of the second one and then you multiply it. I also want to show you another way that this can be written. 3/4 divided by 9/10. That's still a fraction divided by a fraction. So you flip the second and multiply. So 3/4, flipping the second, take the reciprocal of the second one and then multiply. Now you look to see, can I cancel anything? If you can cancel something ahead of time, you're working with smaller numbers. 3 and 9, you cancel from numerator to denominator. And the reason is that is because I can rewrite this as 3/9 times 10/4. I basically switched the places of the 4 and the 9 and wrote it like this. You can do that, that's legal when multiplying because multiplication is commutative, meaning you can switch the places around the operation sign. 4 times 9 is the same thing as 9 times 4 since you're just multiplying the denominators together. So then you can reduce this fraction, then you reduce this fraction. This is why it is legal for you to reduce from numerator to denominator. So reducing from numerator to denominator by 3, 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 9 3 times. I can reduce my 4 and 10 by 2, so that will leave 2 there, and that would leave 5 there. Now if I just multiply across the numbers that are left, 1 times 5, 5, 2 times 3, 6, 5, 6 can't be reduced anymore. It's not an improper fraction, so I'll leave it just like that. Okay, now let's divide with mixed numbers. I have 2 2/3 divided by a negative 7 1/8. My recommendation is the first thing, change these into an improper fraction. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so that becomes 8/3. Divided by, remember, ignore the negative while you're changing it into an improper fraction. 8 times 7, 56, plus 1, 57 over 8. And that's a negative number. Okay? Now, do your rule of division. When dividing, take the reciprocal of the second one and multiply. So you have 8/3 times the reciprocal of the second one, which just flip it over, still leaving your negative there. Now you look to see, can anything cancel? I don't think I can cancel anything from 8 to 57, nor 3 to 8. So a positive 8 times a negative 8 is a negative 64. And then positive 3 times 57 is 171. That's not an improper fraction, and I'm pretty sure we cannot reduce that anymore, and we'll just leave the negative here out in front.